evening, YouTube. Franshopper here. It's Sunday, the 27th of September, and it's 8:14 p.m. And we're gonna take my usual evening walk over Tilikum Crossing. And apologies in advance for the wind noise on the mic. It's a bit windy tonight. It's been windy the last couple of days, actually, and so the weather here in Portland's been kind of interesting, that it's been, cold in the morning and evening, but not too bad during the day. Streetcars here in Portland. That's a north-south line to Northwest 23rd. That's 005, which is one of the original 7 by Skoda from the Czech Republic. There goes one of the buses that now uses the Tilikum Crossing bridge. And this is the station, which of course is actually now open and in use. And as you can see, things are already falling apart. TriMet still hasn't fixed that for 3 days. They did fix the TV though, so I'll give them points for at least fixing something. So, the station is a 4-track station. The inside 2 tracks are used by streetcar and the buses, and the outside track is used by the Max Orange line. And one of the neat things about this station is there are solar panels on the roof of all the platforms, so this station is actually 100% powered by solar. There's additional little solar panels on top of the LED lights, which originally were supposed to be on sensors. I think they're still on some sensors, but originally it was going to be that they were also in part motion activated, and I guess that never happened, or this is used so much that they're always on. And oh, look at that. Well, maybe. Looks like you can still see a bit of the super moon, which I completely forgot was this evening, so it's kind of dark right now. But still neat to look at. And Flying Elephant's blimp is still up in the air, remarkably. It was blowing around considerably last night, but I guess it's anchored down fairly well. So the bridge, of course, is now permanently lit up. It had its first light earlier in the month, although I haven't seen it any other colors other than green and yellow since it's been lit. Although the colors are controlled by temperature and I believe both wind speed and water speed, so who knows, as the seasons change maybe the colors will actually change on the bridge, but for now, nice shades of green and yellow. It looks like a nice darker shade of green, possibly a little bit of blue tonight as well. So nice and quiet on the waterfront today. Bridge got a fair usage of bikes today, 7,000. That's well above average, and that was because earlier today was the Sunday parkways, so there was a lot of traffic, both from pedestrians and bikes. So the supermoon is probably also why it's So crowded still this evening. This is the most crowded I have seen this bridge in a very long time. Well, I really shouldn't say that since it is still a pretty new bridge. But when it's not a special event, this is actually a very quiet bridge. So, give you a better look at what's around here when we get to one of the scenic overlooks. That's downtown Portland, of course, on that side, and we will walk on that side of the bridge as well. And here comes a streetcar. So now that the bridge is finally open, the A and B loop does do a complete loop. And that's 009, which I believe was one of 3 of the Skoda Incheon partnership trains. So that actually is a new greenish blue tonight. I have not seen that color before. And of course the branding as well. So eventually there will be some signage put in here which will be able to better detail what's out here other than I can. But that's the South Waterfront District down there where all those lights are. Over there where that light is, that's one of the towers for the aerial tram. And that I believe also can change colors. I don't know what changes the color on that. Underneath the bridge is also lit up, including on the waterfront. And there goes one of the Type 5 MAX trains to Milwaukee. Those are made by Siemens in the US, probably at one of their California facilities. So let's keep moving. So another neat thing about this bridge, as a Type 4 goes by here, so as I was saying, the bridge, all of the rainwater that falls on the bridge is actually collected and sent to collection facilities at either end of the bridge. Looks like we've got another light array burned out tonight. Those guys have surprisingly been breaking pretty quickly. So while this is really a giant hunk of concrete of a bridge, and honestly, if it weren't for the lighting, it would probably be a pretty unspectacular bridge. It's actually a very green bridge, and I don't just say that because it's lit up green tonight. A lot of green technology was put in for this bridge, and that's actually the only signage that's been installed is signage detailing some of the unique features about the bridge, which is down there on the other side of the bridge. So no trains currently coming, not even streetcar. Focus. It's kind of hard to tell with the Nexus tiny screen and very deceptive screen. But apart from the wind chill, it is a very nice night. Right over here, I believe the one that's all lit up at top is the Portland Spirit. Personally, I think it would have been neat if the bridge lighting cheated and mirrored that of the moon tonight, because it certainly can do a lot of colors. If you want to see all the colors that it can do, go check out the first lighting video. So now as we reach the southeast part of the bridge here, this is southeast waterfront. On the right here, this is the Portland Opera Building, which is also home to All Classical Portland, who has a webcam on their building called the Tilikum. So if you ever want to look at the bridge live, you can do that. Just go onto the All Classical Portland site, and you should be able to find it pretty quickly. This is the part where I hope no bike comes, because I had to cross into the bike lane to get around people camping out in the pedestrian lane. So, on the other side of the bridge, which you probably can't see right now, is OMSI. But I'll point that out when we are on the other side of the bridge. So this is All Classical Portland here, all lit up. That's the observatory there, which is where the music comes from. That's the main lobby, and I know that because I came in the other day, since I heard as part of their fall campaign that they have going on right now, their fall fundraiser, that you could come and make a donation in person, and decided, you know, why not? Love the station. I walk down here all the time. Easy enough to just come in. So, went in, gave a donation, and got a tour of the place. It's a very nice spot. So this here is OMSI at Southeast Water. That's the Max and bus station. That's streetcar in the corner over there, all nice and dark, probably because that was here before the Max station was put in, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was reconfigured when Max was built. So now that we're down at the end here, here's another look at the supermoon, which is that guy there at the street light there. And there is a streetcar coming.
Walk sign is on to cross the walk sign is on to cross Tilikum Way.
So, get the number in a second here. That is 023. That's one of the United streetcars. They're very nice trains, which is unfortunate because United Streetcar went out of business after they made the trains for Portland Streetcar. And now the signal's stuck. Oh, there we go. Alright, so here's what's around here. I'll show you OMSI in just a second. That's the path down to OMSI there. Oh, before I forget, that glass building in the distance there, that's the Rail Heritage Center. So now, we'll go on the north side of the bridge. Lots of people camped out for the supermoon. I wouldn't be surprised if OMSI put something together. This originally was all here as part of the Sunday parkways. There was like a mini food court in there and some bike parking earlier. Looks like now it's a good campground for the moon. And here's how the bridge did on this side. Again, that's far more than what this bridge sees on a normal day. Although, for whatever reason, this side of the bridge does tend to see more bike traffic than the other side. This side is usually about 1,500 a day, while the other side is only about 1,300 a day, from what I've seen anyway, when I do my walk, usually around 8 or 9 p.m. So, now that we are on the north side of the bridge, that is, of course, downtown Portland. And down here, that is OMSI. And you might be able to see it. I believe it's that white light that's kind of stuck up away from everyone else. That's a submarine that I guess OMSI owns. I know absolutely nothing about the submarine other than the fact that, hey, there's a submarine parked next to OMSI. As for what the buildings and everything are downtown, well, that I don't really know yet either. So really the only building I can identify down there is the Marriott, because, well, it's got a big Marriott sign on it. Looks like there might be some rowers down there. Over there, where all the lights are out of focus, that's River Place, which is a very nice walk. And I don't know what any of the bridges are here, other than the steel bridge, which is a very easy one to identify because it's so old, and Max runs over it. Broadway is also pretty easy because streetcar goes over it. As for what that double layer bridge is, no idea. I'm hoping that eventually there will be some signage, and they'll give you some points of interest. So again, the bridge lights up both above and down below. So ironically, the only place where you don't really get a good view of bridge lights is when you're on the train. The bus I can't vouch for because I have not taken a bus over the bridge. But yeah, if you're on the train, you have to basically plaster your face on the window and look up to see the lighting, which is really unfortunate, I think. So downtown Portland is quite spectacular from the aerial tram. I did a late night aerial tram a couple weeks ago, and I really regret not having the X5 with me because it was a very nice view. So it's definitely a trip we'll have to take again with a good camera, this camera. And then we'll probably throw in a card for that too. But across the way here, that's OHSU Dental Clinic. That's OHSU in the far distance at the top of the hill. So I think, if it's not the bridge right in front of us, the next one, I believe, might be the Hawthorne Bridge. Again, not 100% sure. I really wish TriMet would hurry up and put in some more signage, although they were too cheap to paint. bike lane, so I don't expect that coming anytime soon. This looks like another Type 5 here, and it is. Two easy ways you can tell the difference between a Type 4 and 5. The cap windows on the 5 are smaller, on the 4 they're a lot larger, and you have a heck of a blind spot, I would suspect, because of how bumped out it is. And also, the signs on the 5 actually work. The 4 is pretty notorious for having some of the worst electronic signage in the entire fleet. And so actually, all of the Max trains are now building electronic signage, which is kind of unfortunate that the Type 1, 2, and 3 are getting rid of their old scrollers, but since the trains are going to the orange line, and that's not an option on the original scrollers, they're now going digital on all trains. So now there's some more of River Place, and then it basically goes up along the NATO Parkway. It's probably a very expensive district, but it's a nice walk. There's a nice little marina down there. And here we have a Type 3 coming in. And it's coupled with another Type 3. So as you can see, they're getting digital signs now. Occasionally you'll get one that still has the old yellow line, so as it's going to Milwaukee, it says City Center PSU, which is, we have some rovers down there. And some more down here, it looks like, over by OMSI. Remarkably, I am not pausing as long as I thought I was, because I'm pretty on track for my usual time to loop around the bridge, which is 10 minutes ago. But yeah, for all of the lights that are already broken, the bridge still lights up really nicely. And because it is so windy, the color cycle is going pretty quick tonight. But the colors aren't very different from each other, so it actually looks like it's cycling pretty slow. So here is the only signage that is currently on the entire bridge, which just details how innovative it is. Here comes a streetcar. That would be 003, which is another one of the original Skodas. Viaduct is the Type 3 we saw earlier. So down here, it looks like a path started being built, or was previously built and was just never open. So I'm not really sure what is being done down here, you know, who owns the land or what'll become of it. But I would love to see that be a park, because then you'd be be able to really walk along the waterfront all the way from down by the NATO Parkway down to South Waterfront. There's a park down there, but it is interrupted by side yard, so I don't know if we would ever see a complete park under this side of the bridge. Over by OMSI it is pretty complete, so I would love to see, this side mirror it. And maybe you can see in the light here, there is a very noticeable path down there. It's a pretty large one too, so I don't know if that's just used for service vehicles, or again if that will eventually become a trail. Personally, I would like to see it become a trail. There is signage here. There's a barbed wire fence there that says that there's apparently hazardous chemicals there. So I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if that'll ever be developed or anything. I wouldn't be surprised if OHSU owns this plot of land too. They own plenty of it on that side. They're probably competing with Seidel Yards, actually, to own the most. Anyway, here we are again at the southwest waterfront end of the bridge. And, I don't know if I have a favorite side of the bridge. They're two very different sides, but both of them have very beautifully complex interlocking systems and switching systems. There's a lot of logistics in play here. And so while, yes, the signals do like to break a lot, the computer system that controls all this does have a ton of data that it has to deal with, a lot of trains and buses that it has to signal through. So, yeah, I think it's a very cool station. I think the entire bridge is very, very cool. The fact that it's exclusively for transit, no private vehicles, being first of its kind in the U.S. in that way is very cool. And if you can still hear me over the wind, so there is OMSI, where that red light is. There we go. Down there, that colored light is the Modus Center. And the two lights sticking up there, that is the Oregon Convention Center. So there you have it. That's a look at the Tilikum Crossing Bridge at night. Much busier than usual. I am going to go do another lap on the bridge. And for now, that is it.